Hi everyone, I'm Chris Newhart and I'm here live at Incandescence 2020 at the Bonneville Seabase in Grantsville, Utah. And I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Juicy Josh. I'm here with the Watchmen. Our main role here is basically to ensure that everybody is having a good time, but being safe and respecting everybody's rules that are in place, and respecting the fellow participants. Everybody's here to have a good time and have a wonderful experience for the most part. So to break it all down, we're your friend.
Heck yeah.
I mean, if I see somebody that is maybe had a little bit too much to drink, maybe find them some water if they need some water. Or a big part of what we do is de-escalation.
Right.
We don't want any harm. We're not security by any means. We're not in charge of the rules. We are just here to make sure that we're like a buffer between us and between the participants and actually anything happening.
That's awesome.
So, it's all about a term that's used a lot is social capital.
Right.
It's so easy. We operate on social capital. We're your friend. I want to be your friend. I'm not here to enforce anything, just to explain maybe why we shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Or, hey, when it comes to maybe drugs or anything like that, it is illegal in the state.
Right.
So we really can't be having that out. It's all on there. Everybody's on individual thing. Can't allow it.
Right.
So it's more of a please don't make us.
For real.
I would rather really not do it.
Heck yeah.
I want to walk around and see that you're having a good time.
For real.
Get the people out of the sun that have been in the sun maybe a little bit too long.
Right.
Find your friend and to a friend.
Awesome.
It's much easier.
Heck
It's always
yeah.
about just getting somebody that they know.
Right.
More involved, stepping back, observing a situation, and make sure that you're actually seeing what you think you're seeing.
Heck. What's up?
There's three sides to every story. Your side, my side.
And don't you guys go through some training?
Yes, we do.
Heck
We
yeah.
have Watchmen training where we get together, we go through all of this different stuff, we run different scenarios. So it's just more of a comfortable vibe. It's a really common sense type of volunteer position.
Heck yeah. And could you let people know before we get going if they want to volunteer for future events, how they can go about that?
Oh, absolutely. Please go to Incandescence, look up the Watchmen, and drop us a line, and we will totally get you all of the information that you need when we're going to have trainings, when we're going to have different types of trainings. We have different levels. We have people that are more for the general public.
Right.
And then we have other individuals that are more specialized to operate on an individual level. So
Okay.
maybe somebody's not particularly having a great time
Yeah.
and they need an emotional support. We have people that are more trained
Right.
in that type of interaction.
That's smart.
It's the more you know, the more you can do.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time and information. We greatly appreciate it. And everyone stay tuned. And if you want to volunteer and become a watchman, go to the links that he was talking about earlier. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Much love and respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris Newhart. I'm here live at Incandescence 2020 with
Kofresi.
Heck yeah, and want to, how are you enjoying Utah so far?
It's honestly beautiful, man. When I was like flying in, I was actually really surprised by the mountains and just how pretty it looked, and I'm find it actually beautiful. Actually, it's really wonderful to be out here. It kind of feels like Burning Man a little bit.
For real, that's
So
the
it's,
vibe
like,
we're
kinda
trying to
tight,
go
yeah,
for.
it's tight. I'm all about it, so yeah, it feels great.
Heck yeah, is this your first Incandescent?
It's my first Incandescence for sure, 100%. Yeah, and it feels great. I'm glad to be here.
Heck yeah, what's some of the music that you're getting ready to go and perform?
I'm actually doing a really cool like hybrid vibe of like kind of bringing in a little more like I don't want to say like ambient kind of beat oriented, like kind of open, and then it's gonna get like a lot more like just deep and groovy and fast. So it's gonna kind of like grow like a plant. That's what I can say. The set's gonna, like planting a seed, it's gonna grow. That's beautiful.
Heck yeah. And thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. Real quick before you go, what's some advice that you give to people that are trying to follow in your footsteps?
Honestly, just really rolling with the punches and just keeping yourself just active and, you know, fluid with what you're doing. I mean, regardless of what's going on. I mean, obviously we're in an interesting situation now, but just being kind of is like centered in zone with what you're passionate about and following that, and like even amidst moments of like frustration or bullshit, that part is the game, you know, that's part of like living life. So if you can get past that and learn and grow from that and then keep pushing, that's the best advice I have.
For real, heck yeah. We greatly appreciate it.
For sure, hell yeah.
Thank you,
For sure,
brother.
yeah, for sure. Much
Enjoy
love.
your set. Everyone tune in and much love and respect.
Yeah. Thank you.
We just got a little more, guys. Let's get it.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris Newhart. I'm here live at Incandescence 2020 here at the Bonneville Seabase in Utah. We're here backstage in the green room with...
Well, they call me Beto or Robbie, any form of... I used to say, you know, anything but Bob, but if it's good enough for the Honorable Bob Marley, it's good enough for me, right?
Heck yeah.
But voice of Grassy Dread, that's the name of the band, Grassy Dread.
Heck
Good
yeah.
to be here.
For real. Thank you
Yeah.
for taking the time to do this interview.
Oh,
And
no,
you
sure.
just came off your set. It was beautiful. Looked like you guys rocked it. Heck yeah. For people that aren't familiar with your music and the genre of music, could you explain it a little bit and what got you into that genre of music?
For sure, yeah. It's so we brand it as, you know, dub rock reggae
Okay.
because well, you know, keep a long story short, it's kind of a, you know, for the real reggae heads out there, it's a Sly and Robbie thing, except a little less dark. Right?
Heck yeah.
Myself and my boy brother Amron from Idaho, we link up here in Utah of all places. Off of Craigslist, we met on Craigslist, but it was like, yeah, I want to do a reggae thing, and I was like, I want to do a reggae thing too. Like my soul needs to do a reggae thing, but it developed into much more because, first of all, we couldn't get a band going, so we're both producers in our own right, and it was difficult.
Right.
Now things is difficult too to get anything going. You know, artists are kind of like playing it safe, and they don't realize that they're in danger. You see what I'm saying? You have to
Right.
stay active. So we pushed forward, and that's why the first album was called Love in Confrontation, because we realized that, you know, the way that things was going, we were supposed to work it out. And so basically it's me and Amber. Now we've since been blessed to, you know, find people to work with, but it luckily worked for us because, you know, it's kind of my background is in hip hop, right?
Okay.
I grew up in New York in the 80s.
Nice.
So I could have gone with White Snake and you know, Def Leppard. They're great bands,
Oh yeah.
you know, any number of other things. But for me, in Brooklyn in the 80s, it was, you know, hip hop,
Right.
right? So that's my backbone.
I'm from Florida in the '80s, so I love hip hop.
Yeah, it's a different sound, but yeah. And but the reggae was always there, right?
Right.
And so when we came together, though, we kind of put the best of all of our influences, met in the middle, and it came out like a dub rock reggae. You know, maybe it's because we're in Utah or whatever, but the rock was strong, and we just went with it. So
Heck
it's a dub rock reggae.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. And what's some advice that you give to people that are trying to follow in your footsteps?
Don't follow in my footsteps. That's my advice. No, but for people who's trying to follow in their own footsteps, who's trying to blaze a trail. First of all, you know, respect to you, and you know, love and encouragement, and any words of advice that I can give is basically, I don't know. I would have to say you got to learn to listen to yourself, but not yourself with the lowercase s, higher self, as
Right.
some are calling it these days, right? To your creative self, you know, the inner creative. And so the best thing that you can do, it don't matter if you do this type of art or that type of art. You know, art is just a work between the conscious and unconscious parts of you. Your light, your dark, whatever people want to call it, right? But keep doing that and listen to yourself. So I know of no better way than, you know, I'm as a lyricist, right? And I got an inner Rasta inside of me. He won't keep quiet, you know. So for a long time, I kept that, you know, kept it very quiet because I thought the way that I look, it's, you know, all right, people are going to think, oh, you're just faking. Certainly, whatever. You see what I'm saying? But this is real, what's inside.
Heck yeah.
So you never know what you're going to find inside, but you got to let it out, whether that's through writing, some type of exercise, a physical exercise, whatever it is, you let it out, and then you get pragmatic with it. That's going to help you, you know, in your footsteps, following your own footsteps, right?
Right.
Because you, in order to do the important things, you're going to have to do it alone.
Oh yeah.
And then you will realize, and only then can it go viral, you know, and you understand that you welcome help, but it has to be like a we thing. And for that, you shed the self with the lowercase s, and you get with that bigger sine wave of self, greater self. And the only way to do that is not through some form of collectivism that can be taught, or is, you know, isms, schisms, as they say, you know, saying that isms, schisms, it creates division. But it is through alignment with self, right? So you listen and you listen and you check out what you're doing and get pragmatic with it. Do you know what I mean? If you will do this, and you'll be tuning out a lot, but you'll be tuning in to a lot more.
Right.
And if you do that, then pretty soon the needed materials, the opportunities, etc., will come your way. So that's the best thing I can say. Don't follow in nobody else's footsteps. Certainly not mine. You're gonna get into a lot of trouble if you do. You know what I mean? But follow in your own footsteps, and you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
Heck yeah, that's beautiful advice. Appreciate it. Heck yeah. And real quick, before we get going, could you let everyone know your links, your website, your social media, where they can find you, where they can hopefully see where you're next going to be playing?
Definitely. Little backstory on that too. We were once called, at the first, we was going to call ourselves the Grasshoppers, because the grasshopper came and that was our spirit animal. So we're like, okay, we're the Grasshoppers. But when it came time to launch the first album, it's like, oh shoot, we got some problems here because there's other Grasshoppers from the 60s. There was a grunge band from India called the Grasshoppers. There's too many Grasshoppers.
Yeah.
So we had the hashtag Grassy Dread. and everybody liked it. They're like, oh, Grassy Dread. My uncle, he's an old man, old native man, and he's like, I can't remember the name. And I was like, Grassy Dread. Uncle, he's like, oh, Grassy Dread, like Grateful Dead. So that GD, and we went with that. So Grassy Dread is the one and only. You can find us on, YouTube, hashtag Grassy Dread, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
I think Twitter too.
Heck
But yeah, if you look up that, and definitely check out the YouTube because we try to give a lot of audio and visual for maximum impact, and it's we make no bones about it. We're trying to force feeling. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we need to wake up and shake up a little bit. So check out the videos. You see what I'm saying? Let them inspire you, and hit us up. We love to hear from the people.
Heck yeah. For real, please like, comment, share, all that. And thank you so much again for taking this time to do this interview. Greatly appreciate you and everything that you guys do.
Yeah, man, respect.
For real, you guys rocked it out
The
there.
synergy was great,
For
especially
real.
due to these good people.
Heck yeah, appreciate it. And thank you everyone for tuning in, and much love and respect.
The people in the uproar, things might get strange when you feel the climate change. See the lightning blazing on the highest range. I'm tired on this home frontier. Blood fire send me one blood way. Feel the blood it's a bubble, spinning up on the soil, but you gotta keep fighting. Defend, deliver. Yes, we take this and we pretend liberation. It's for me. We got to make the big stand swing. Other people in the uproar.
Incandescence 2020 at Bonneville Seabase, and I'm here with
Simply B.
Heck yeah, and thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
Yeah,
and
of course.
For people that aren't familiar with your genre of music, could you tell people a little bit about that and what got you into it?
A few different things. I'm a bass player first, and I really like the funk.
Heck
Really
yeah.
love the funk. I grew up listening to all different kinds of music. Rock, hip hop, classic rock, fucking. But mostly the funk.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, mostly funk, hip hop, like that. But I like a little bit of everything. Reggae. I picked up the bass probably about like 18 years ago, and then picked up the guitar probably about 14 years ago. And I kind of had like two music personas. There was like the funky bass guy,
Yeah.
and then there was like the sad singer-songwriter guy. And then I was in a bunch of bands here and there, and then just about 6 years ago I got a loop station, and I was able to use my strongest instrument, the bass, and add that to singer-songwriter stuff and kind of make the songs funkier with the bass.
Right.
And then also learned how to like hone in on everything, you know. You don't have to be all crazy, because with the loops you can just add little bits here and there, you know, and it works out real nice.
Heck yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's some advice that you would give to people that are trying to follow in your footsteps, that are trying to go into and do this music?
Oh man, I mean, just get the gear when you can, you know. A good guitar will go a long ways, you know. I didn't start really taking off with my music career until I like just dropped a bunch of money on my van and loop station, and you know, and then I started building the pedals, and you know.
That's what's up.
You
So
know,
would you
so
consider yourself an entrepreneur?
I don't know.
I mean, investing in yourself and your brand.
Okay,
and your
okay, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, sure. Just, you know, my own way. Another thing is to hit up the open mics.
Yeah.
You know, just hit up all the open mics. Go to all the open mics, the open jams, I guess, when you can. Really, I just started doing open mics here and there, you know, everywhere, and then just kind of also like go out and see other bands, you know, like go support your local scene, because that's really how you kind of get your foot in the door is, you know, just by making friends, you know.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, I guess just when you're first getting started, just don't say no to a gig.
For real.
And then eventually you'll learn the ones that you can say no to, you know. But
Exactly.
sometimes really good gigs can come out of a not so great gig, you know.
Yeah.
It's great.
Heck yeah. And real quick before we get going, could you let everyone know where they can find out more about you, your website, your social media, where they can find out where you're going to be playing next?
Yeah, well,
who knows right now?
Funny
COVID,
time,
right?
shit.
This is during COVID.
Right,
So.
but yeah, simplybemusic.com. You can find kind of everything there. Pretty much Simply Be Music's my handle on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
And then also Super Bubbles Band is my band. So I also have, along with the
cool.
Loop Station thing, I also have a 6 to 9 piece funk band.
Oh wow.
And I just play bass and sing with those guys. But we've been doing good, and it's like really jammy, you know.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's different because with the loop you're kind of like caught in the loop, you know.
Yeah.
You're like you're in it. You're stuck in the loop, you know. Whereas with the band, you're kind of like letting the drummer drive the train, you know, and you got to kind of just jam it out, you know. And sometimes we'll just take long, elaborate jams, you know.
Yeah.
Just for fun. You
For
know?
real.
And it's fun, you know, kind of being a band leader as well. It's my first time kind of doing that, you know, and I'm playing bass and singing. But all my guys are so talented that I can pretty much just like nod at one of them and say go, and they'll start soloing and do a pretty good job, you know. So
Heck yeah.
it's fun to kind of play around with that too, you know, and just kind of, you know, jamming with musicians is more fun. The Loop Station is very fun, but other people is very nice too. Yeah, I've also been jamming with this violin player lately, and I've been putting her through the Loop Station, and so we've just been looping.
Heck yeah.
Like, together, and that's been fun. So we've been just doing a lot of improv. Like we'll do some of my songs, but then we'll just like, I'll just drop a beat, we'll pick a key, or I'll just come up with some chords, and then we'll just like go from there, you know. And that's been really fun.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, people. Meet the people, jam with the people.
For real.
Back to the other question, you know, it's like the open mics is where you meet the other people trying to do what you're trying to do, and other creative people, you know. You end up like little coffee shop after hour parties, you know.
Yeah,
all
you
these
just never know what
poets,
could happen.
all these poets and musicians is fun, and same with the jams, you know. You go out and you learn how to jam with people, you know.
Heck
And the
yeah.
jammers will teach you, you know, and that's just kind of how you get locked in with the local scene. Go to shows. Go to
That's
shows.
what's up.
Go front row center and go like this, you know.
For
They'll
real.
start recognizing you, you know, and
Heck yeah.
you know, that's it.
Heck
That's where
yeah.
it's at, yeah.
Well, greatly appreciate all the advice
you.
to me and the viewers and everyone. And thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share, comment on all the social media. And thank you everyone for tuning in, and much love and respect.
On the very mountain above. Yeah, and I'll sit right here for 100 million years. Ponder our existence and fears, only to realize I'm on top of the world again. Only to realize I'm on top of the world, yeah. There we go, yeah.
So let's
So take your worries on down to the riverside. Say a little prayer and let them ride along the curves of the mountainside. They'll soon turn the currents of the ocean tide in. This is where we learn to really give our all. I sure do. This is where we learn to really give our all. Tricky. I sure do like the way that this waterfall. I sure do like the way that this waterfall. I sure do like the way that this waterfall. I sure do like the way that this waterfall. I sure do like the way that this waterfall. I'm on top of the world. I sure do like the way, sure do like the way that this waterfall. I sure do like the way that this waterfall. I sure do like the way that this waterfall. I sure do like the way that this waterfall. Sure do like the way, sure do like the way that this waterfall. Yeah, sure do like the way that this waterfall. I'm on top of the world again. Yeah, sure do like the way that this waterfall. I'm on top of the world again. That this water. I'm on top of the world. I sure do like the way that this waterfall.
Newhart, and I'm here live at Incandescent 2020 in Grantsville, Utah, and I'm here with
Spirit Machines.
Heck yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to do this interview, and how are you enjoying Incandescent 2020 so far?
It's amazing.
Unbelievable. Highlight of my life, honestly. With that lightning,
That's for real, it's crazy. It's actually lightning out here, and did the same thing and got you guys off the stage.
Our set did get cut short. However, it was pretty cool to like look into the distance and see like a strike of lightning as you're like.
yeah, that's what you hope for.
For real.
Glad we got that.
Like, what's not more epic than that while you're rocking out?
I mean, I don't know. I hope I find out.
Well, for some of the viewers that don't know about you, could you explain a little bit more about what genre of music you guys play?
It's like alternative rock that we play. A lot of like post-punk is in there. Classic rock. We do a lot of different things, and we try to do it as well as possible.
Heck yeah. And what's some advice that you give to people that are trying to follow your footsteps and be a musician?
Just be you. Like, we all bring something to the table. If you're a musician, be yourself. That's the best you can ever be.
Heck yeah.
Don't let your parents tell you that you can't.
Well, it is hard as fuck, though. To make
Yeah.
But if you really commit to it, no, it's fun for us because we like music. We would be doing it anyway. So I think people that feel that way, it's good work. It's your dream. Don't give up. Do something.
Heck yeah. For real, I appreciate that advice. And real quick before we get going, could you tell everyone your links, where people can find more of your music, where you're going to be playing next?
So if you look us up on spiritmachinesband.com, that's our website. That's where you can like buy all our CDs and merch and stuff like that. But we're on Instagram at Spirit Machines, Facebook.
Spirit Machines on Facebook.
Yeah, all the usual places. You go to Spotify, Bandcamp. Next shows, I don't know when you'll see this, but we're doing an online rock show.
Okay.
It's our first ever. It's gonna be crazy. probably at that point Google it and then watch it.
For real.
Yeah.
Catch the replay.
Yeah.
Send you a VHS copy.
For real.
September 9th at Pale Horse Studios. Watch it.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for your time and information.
Thank you,
Everyone,
Chris.
please follow them,
Thank you.
like, share, comment, all that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Much love and respect.